A roadside inn was not home, and no one expected it to feel fully like home. It was a place of temporary shelter, warmth if available, food if possible, and sleep of whatever quality the night allowed. For travelers, an inn offered relief, but not always comfort. An inn gathered many kinds of people: merchants, laborers, messengers, pilgrims, officials, and anyone else caught between one place and another. That variety shaped the night. Sleep did not happen in a private sealed bubble. It happened among strangers with different habits, smells, baggage, and levels of noise. Private rooms were not always the norm. In many cases, sleeping space could be shared, crowded, or loosely divided. A traveler's rest depended partly on who else had arrived that evening. A peaceful room might be possible. So might snoring, talking, coughing, boots being removed, or someone arriving late in the dark. Beds in inns were practical rather than ideal. Straw mattresses, blankets, rough sheets, and reused materials were common enough. Cleanliness varied. So did warmth. After a long day on the road, even a mediocre bed could feel welcome, but welcome was not the same thing as luxurious. A roadside inn carried the smell of movement. Wet cloaks, leather, mud, horses, smoke, food, ale, tired bodies, and damp straw all met indoors. The atmosphere of an inn was made from temporary lives crossing in one place. It was less the smell of a household than the smell of passage. One reason an inn mattered was the chance for food and drink before bed. A warm dish, bread, ale, stew, or broth could restore a traveler's body and make rough surroundings easier to bear. Evening meals also turned the inn into a social space where news, rumor, bargaining, and simple conversation filled the room. The night was rarely silent. Floorboards sounded, doors opened, voices drifted, horses shifted outside, and embers settled in the hearth. Someone might rise early, leave late, or return unsteadily from drink. Sleep in an inn depended on tolerance as much as on bedding. Travel brought uncertainty, and an inn sat between safety and exposure. It provided walls, witnesses, and shelter from weather, but it also meant sleeping among people one did not know well. Goods had to be watched, money kept carefully, and trust measured with caution. In winter, the inn's value increased. Firelight, enclosed walls, hot drink, and even crowded sleeping became more attractive when the road outside was dark and cold. At the same time, damp clothing, muddy floors, and limited space made the room feel even heavier. Depending on the inn and the arrangement, animals might be nearby enough to matter. Horses were central to travel, and their presence shaped the whole business of the place. Stable sounds, smells, and early morning movement reminded everyone that the night's rest was only a pause between journeys. An inn night often ended early. Travelers had distances to cover, goods to move, and daylight to use. Sleep could be interrupted not only by noise but by necessity. The room that had briefly held many separate journeys together would empty again as morning business began. To sleep in a roadside inn was to accept imperfect rest in exchange for continuation. It was a pause, not a retreat. The bedding, the noise, the food, and the crowd all formed part of a larger truth. Travel in the past depended on temporary places where strangers could rest just enough to keep moving.